We are Team 4, and the title of our project is Post-Carbon Food Landscapes, Vallejo, 2050, Agro-Industrial Urban Territories. We start with the main research question, which is the potential to produce food and reduce greenhouse gas emissions at the agro-industry by combining agro-industrial technologies with traditional techniques to revitalize the urban ecosystem of Vallejo, and which urban landscape and social economic changes we need to apply these strategies to Vallejo Industrial Zone. And this is why this is so relevant. The first fact is that the global food system moves a lot of food around the globe, generating high amounts of GHGs. These emissions could be unnecessary if we promote local food production and consumption. Second fact, the food that we need to consume more to stay healthy, like vegetables, is the one that has less impact on the environment. And the other way around, the food that we need to consume less, like meat, is the one that has more environmental impact. Third fact, agriculture is responsible for 1/3 of the global GHGs emissions. The other thirds are from industry and energy. That's why it is crucial to rethink about what do we eat, where is it produced, and how. We studied the evolution of the agro-industry through the traditional techniques and agro-industrial technologies to select the strategies that we're going to apply in our project. We selected 2 energy production sources, geothermal energy and biomass, 2 traditional techniques, agroforestry and milpa, and 2 agro-industrial technologies, vertical farming and meat lab. We choose them based on the interrelation of the strategies and the following comparison. We compare the strategies based on their yields. It is not that one is better than the other, but the way we correlate them and the positive impact on the environment that they have. Using the past strategies and inspired by these urban architecture projects, we started to sculpt a project for Vallejo's industrial zone. We learned from Agronica about making flexible modular urban models, from Sukiao Urban Agricultural District that agriculture can be an interactive, playful public space, from Ecopark Torrent Estadela that all industrial zones can be reconnected with your surroundings through green avenues, and from MetaCity that the data from our research can be more than numbers and graphics and tables, but also architectural visualizations. Our project is located in Vallejo Industrial Zone, almost in the center of the metropolitan area of Mexico's Valley, where the nearest food production areas are at least 20 kilometers away. In the south, we can find most of the food production of the city, and the consumption centers on the north, that we can see here, with points where some of them are from street markets and others from public markets that sell food. The metabolic process of our project consists in using organic matter, territory, water, soil, and sun as main inputs to transform them with our strategies into food, landscape, and energy as outputs. The urban design intentions consist on 3 layers. The first layer is landscape. We have 2 different areas. The ones outside of the railway loops are aimed for agroforestry, the ones inside for milpas. The second layer is energy and logistics. We keep the railways as the structure for the proposal, optimize Pantaco as our main logistics center, and add biodigesters for biomass and water plants. The third layer is technologies. We compress meat labs and vertical farming on towers. These 3 layers enhance food production as well as revitalize the landscape of Vallejo and its surroundings. Based on our calculations, 225k of ton of food could be produced with this scenario, that can feed 450k of people per year. We selected an area in order to illustrate the harmonious interaction of the main elements of the project in a cluster. On the cluster, we have wetlands from rainwater collection, train entry to the vertical farms towers, and milpas on the fields next to the buildings. We preserve some silos of the side, doing a retrofit with them. On the surroundings, we have agroforestry outside the railways. Inside the agri-industrial district, the spaces can be visited by everyone. It is an interactive landscape where there is transparency of how the food is made, offering a connection of the public with the food production. The food production inside the towers is aimed to have a top to bottom flow, where all the waste and products are taken down through the middle of the buildings to be collected by the train, to be transported either to the biomass digesters in the case of bio-waste or Pantaca dry port in the case for the products to be stored or distributed from there by train or truck. In conclusion, if we need to do something against climate change, it is not all about energy. It must be a project at least with the three main sectors: energy, industry, and agriculture. Speculating new scenarios of how these three sectors could intersect on a more sustainable way is a good start for finding better futures, and we will need new technologies as well as ancient traditions to reach there. We use this project as an example of how these three sectors can intersect to increase production, contributing to food security and revitalizing ecosystems to mitigate climate change. Thanks for listening.